What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Um, Hope you guys doing well. Hope you guys had an excellent new year. Um, yeah, it's been a while, but hope you guys are ready for what I have to share today, and hopefully you can learn something from what I have to share. So today we'll be looking at DXY as our barometer, and then we'll be looking at Euro USD, and then we'll be looking at GBP USD. Those three pairs, and yeah, actually it's two pairs, but with one, yeah, whatever. Okay, so we're on the DXY currently, and we're on the weekly chart. Okay, so from the last time, we are right here around these areas. First of all, the big red box, that is resistance on a monthly time frame, and then this one right here, that is resistance on a weekly time frame. Okay, so it's from this end to this end right here. I can extend it and make it here, but it's not necessary, so I'll use that. Okay, so we were here. And trade it down into a support level. This one right here, extend it a bit. Sorry guys, I'm a bit feverish, but I hope you can bear with me. So we bounced into a support level on a weekly time frame. Uh, yeah, let me just fix this a bit. So we bounced into a support level, pushed higher into that weekly resistance because we entered the monthly, touched that weekly, came down, right? Into that weekly support, pushed higher into that weekly resistance, and we closed it, and we are still inside that, right? And we left this weekly support. So I anticipated this week to either come down and move up or just go straight up to this level right here, which is the completion of this fair value gap. But obviously I used, so basically, just to quickly explain, this level, if you had to be very technical with it, it had to be from here and here, right? This one and this one. But we have these right here. Okay. I'm using those because they're not necessarily the most significant, but they cleaner. Because if I just put it here, this one will still be inside. So I'll rather use that and that. That means it's not fully closed. It tried, but it never necessarily closed it. Okay. So what I'm anticipating now is I anticipated price to go higher into that, right? And I at least wanted it to go lower since we've entered a resistance area. I wanted to come down into the support area and use that support as a catapult to actually go up into that um, top of the resistance, right? But we haven't done that. But tomorrow it is non-farm payroll, so we'll have to see what that does, you know. Not gonna predict the direction of non-farm payroll. You stick to your bias, or I'll stick to my bias. And if non-farm payroll doesn't go aligned with my bias, then it's absolutely fine. We wait for our confirmations so that we can actually participate in trades. Okay. So let's really go down into this right here. I want to show you what happened here and how I would have um, entered or what I would have looked for as confirmation that price is actually going higher. Okay, we go to the daily. Okay, so we're on the daily time frame. So we went higher, broke that, came down into that weekly support area, and then we traded higher again. We couldn't go any further. We were stopped by the resistance area right here. And then we came down again. Plus, we have the daily support here that are marked out. We touched that daily support. And from then, that's when price started to actually move higher, right? That's how price started moving higher and higher and higher, as you can see. But how would I have entered into that scenario? Okay, let's first see. Okay, so I would use the 4 hour as my entry time frame. entry time frame. So the first time we entered that, maybe I would have tried and see this is a resistance, this gap right here, because uh, this is a fair value gap, right? And then it's a gap. The key word here is a gap, and we look for gaps as support and resistance. So this would be a resistance gap, this one right here. As you can see, there's no price action between that. We entered that level, it pushed above that. So when we are pushed above that gap, I would have entered when it came back into that support or even touched the top part of that gap. And as you can see, price didn't have the momentum to go higher. And you know that this was the beginning of the month of December. So we still had non-farm payroll. Price went down into that daily support level. We touched that. So as you can see, let me bring this a bit closer. Right here, there's a resistance right here that we broke above, showing that we want to break resistance and go higher. And then we broke above that resistance, came back down. There is no support, but we can still use that resistance as an area of entry. So basically, what we would do is use that area right here as entry. Hey, 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 right? Stop loss below the low right here. And TP right above that. But it would take a partial midway. Would take a partial midway here, but then TP at least above this high, at least above this high, because it's a weekly support area, so it has a lot of strength to it. So as you can see, price came back down, hit me in, and then went higher, boom, stopped. All right. That's the whole idea of using fair value gaps as support and resistance. You can use fair value gaps straight as it is, but I would prefer calling them support and resistance because it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like the fundamentals of trading, which is support and resistance, trend lines. But trend lines are just the they strange. That's all I can say. They strange. Um, but then again, now we are. This is the current price action. Let me just go to the daily just to make sure we understand what's going on also on the daily time frame. So as you can see, we have that support area that we have on the weekly time frame. We went higher into that resistance area, and then if you notice here, we have a support area. So from this low of this candle, and the high of this candle, we create a support area. I marked it out, but I removed it. But then you see on Monday, traded immediately. So if you look down on the bottom, that is Monday, 6th of January, 2025. We went below that. For me, I would have thought that that means that we want to go lower, which means that we want to touch this support area, right? But as you can see, Tuesday it didn't go down any further. It actually went higher. And then we created this fair value gap, which is a resistance now. Okay. So this low and this high, we have a resistance now. Okay. Price broke that on Wednesday, broke through it and closed above it, which is a good sign. We closed above that. And then today, which is Thursday, we traded down. I would have preferred it touching this resistance area and then traded higher, but it opened in a gap. So if you can see, we have a gap, which is our support, opened in the gap, so it touched into that gap and traded higher above, not necessarily above, actually it created equal highs right here. Let me bring this closer a bit. We created equal highs just right here. Right here, we have equal highs. So I can anticipate that tomorrow could probably attack those highs. Will my bias be bullish tomorrow? I have a slight short-term bullish bias because of those highs. But am I bullish? Yes, because of order flow, but then non-farm payroll can do a lot of things. Plus, um, what happened in LA kind of can actually mess with the markets. And please pray for the people in Los Angeles, anyone who lost their home, you know, all the people who lost their lives, who are injured. May they recover soon, you know. So yeah, that's the idea. And let's just quickly go to the 4 hour and we can move on. So we're on the 4 hour time frame, as you can see. We traded above that, plus have that resistance. We traded above that, came down into a support, tried to go higher, but we didn't. So it's gonna consolidate. Hopefully, if it consolidates, maybe it wants to touch this and go higher, or just push higher. We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But if price goes below this, I would anticipate this as an area of support. Here we have an area of support, plus we have that weekly fair value gap. That's basically about it. I'm not trading currently. I'm just watching price. Sometimes I go into my demo account and try to see if the scenario pans out the way I would like it to. So I just do that just to confirm the strategy and have data for myself so that I can be able to be confident in my strategy. Now let's go to the Euro USD. Okay, we'll start on the weekly. So as you can see, excuse me, as you can see on the weekly, we had a resistance area right here. We traded up just slightly into that, as you can see, this into that. And then we had a support area here, which is a gap because this one closed here and this one opened right here. So that was a gap. We went straight into that gap and traded higher again into it and then traded down, creating a quote unquote double bottom, but I'll call that relatively equal lows as ICT would teach. But as you can see, we went into a monthly. This is a monthly support area, this whole green area. Let me just, it's a bit too dark for me. Okay. Yeah, it's better. And we have sell side liquidity. This is all lows. We have a fair value gap right here, the monthly support area. But if we mark this out from here to here, we have the weekly resistance right here. So we haven't tapped into that yet. And then we have, yeah, as you can see from there, traded down, created old lows. I mean, created equal lows. And then now we have this week, W K week, not wick, have this week just inside. It's very, very undecisive, doesn't know where to go. So we'll just have to wait now for payroll to actually determine where it wants to go. But as you can see, we in that monthly fair value gap, the support area. Will it push price higher? No, we don't know. If we don't know, I'm not saying no, but we don't know. Okay. And then if you look on the daily, as we entered that, tried to push higher, we had a daily resistance area, push price lower, touched that old low. You had the resistance right here, pushed above that. I marked out the support, which is this high and this low. So price maybe could hold it, push higher. No, actually broke it. As you can see, we broke through that, didn't close it below it, and then we closed below it here. Not necessarily closed yet, we have 2 hours to go, but we are trading below it, right? Will price go straight down? We don't know. We just have to wait and see what price does. And no one says we have to trade non-farm payroll. If non-farm payroll gives us data we can use to actually go into the next week and determine what we could do. I'm not gonna predict what non-farm payroll could do, and I can know what I'm gonna do next week. We allow it to do what it does, and then we can go into the next week with an idea of where price could potentially go, you know? So yeah, that's the whole idea here. There's no actual direction that I'm seeing. even though we are in a support area, a very, very strong um, monthly support area. We still have to see because price, it could be a strong area, but price is interested in maybe dabbling below this low because we created equal lows. There's a lot of money there where people took trades going higher, putting stop losses right here. So yeah. Then lastly, GBP USD. Oh, wait, sorry about that. Supposed to look at the 4 hour, but it's straightforward nonetheless. As you can see, we went down. So, oh yes. So what I wanted to see here is price. It did right here with this green candle tap into that fair value gap or that resistance area, traded lower. But significantly, no. So we'll have to wait and see if maybe it wants to actually tap above and fill the whole fair value gap or go into this one. That's why we never know. That's why we don't know. We allow price to do what it wants to do, but we'll see if price wants to go above and then come down, or price wants to go above and then go higher. That's it. Straightforward. Um, when price came into this area, I was looking at this right here. This is a resistance area. So I anticipated price to hold at least, go down. But as you can see, we went above that, went above this one too. So I was looking for price to come back into this resistance area, use it as support, or come into this support below it and use that to go higher. So as you can see, price went high above that. We wait patiently for price to come back down. We see this happening here. And then if price broke this resistance, it would have meant something, but it didn't. It actually went lower. Looked at this, see that it closed very strongly there and then closed lower. So it showed that price really wants to go down. So we'll just have to wait and see with that. So a lot of confusion happening there. Can never really determine what price is doing with that one. Okay. Now let's just quickly look at GBP, and that would be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoying the video. Please like the video, subscribe if you find value. 2025, we try to be more consistent this year. I try, we actually will be. 2024 was just a test run just to see if, I can do this YouTube thing. And yeah, man. So, weekly time frame, we entered a resistance area. Let me just quickly type that resistance area. So we're on the weekly, right? So that's the okay, right? And let's just pull this one to here. I'm not gonna edit this out. I'm sorry. I'm too sick to edit. Just gonna give you this video as it is, raw, uncut, no edit. You're gonna see my spelling mistakes. You're gonna see everything. Everything. Okay, we just fix that. It's a bit skew. It's good. Okay, we entered the resistance area and propelled down. We had a support area right here. I'll just quickly mark it out just so you can see it. We have this support area right here. We had the support area right here. Did hold price? No. Tried to, but didn't. Push down. This week, we went up into that again. Used it as resistance and push price below this old low. So that's what we're seeing currently with this week. Price is below, went below the, it went below the weekly low. Excuse me. And now what do we see here? So price went up into the weekly resistance. We have a daily resistance right here. Traded into that, as you can see. Went below that, broke down into a support area, and into that support area went back up into a daily resistance right here. Just to confirm. Yeah. Please, please. Okay. Price went up and then came down. As you can see, price now goes down. We traded into a daily support area, which is right here, which I've marked out a long time ago. I marked this area a very long time ago. We went into that below it, closed below it. So I looked at this resistance area as a potential place to actually push price down. Went even slightly higher, but did we close above it? No. And you see this fair value gap right here, broke through that, and then broke below the low, traded into this fair value gap right here, which you can find right here, right there. As you can see, perfect touch, boom. Now we are back into that range. So we do have a resistance area here. I'm gonna mark it out with trend lines. Why do they call it the trend lines? Why can't they just call it a line? This is not necessarily only used for trend lines, but anyway, it's just a weird thing. I'm just saying, man, trend lines is just a weird concept to me, man. Like, if you could replace trend lines with order flow, because trend means the flow or the current the current direction of the market, basically. We have a bullish trend, bearish trend. I could just call that bearish order flow, bullish order flow. That's it, you know. And with order flow, you don't even need lines. You just need your eyes, not lines, eyes. Okay, let's just quickly write that down. That's our daily, daily resistance. Sorry. Told you guys you're gonna see everything. Okay, we have a daily resistance. So we could potentially come back higher into that and trade lower below this low because we do have a low right here. Right here, we do have a low below right here, and we have this low right here. But could potentially retrace into that and then trade lower. That's the whole idea that I have currently. Will it do that? Will it respect that? We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. 4 hour. All right. We have a 4 hour right here. Do us and what I would like to see from the 4 hour, bring this a bit closer. What I'll prefer to see from the 4 hour is that this is a resistance area that we have on the 4 hour. If we break that, tap into this one right here, break that, respect it or use it as support, I would anticipate going into this one deeper and maybe into this one or just into that support now turn resistance. That's it. That's how I see it. That's what I would prefer. GBP looks a bit cleaner, but sometimes the messed up thing about it is that you would like to trade the Euro USD when the Euro USD is a bit choppy, and then on the other side, GBP USD is clean, and then when you want to trade GBP USD, it becomes choppy, and then Euro USD becomes clean. That's the dilemma. That's why you have to be able to observe two charts and just or stick to one if you have to. Because you'd be like, oh, I missed this. Oh, I missed that. Like, I should have been trading this one rather than that one. But what do we say? it is what it is. But yeah, basically, guys, that's it. That's all I see from these charts markets today. What are they giving me? What are they showing me? And that's about it. As you can see, they respected the resistance area here. Beautiful. And yeah, man, let's just kill this here. So thank you very much, guys, for watching the video. Please like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. You know, make sure that the channel grows. This year, we are heading 200, 100 subscribers at least. 100 subscribers as the target. Not this year, but at least in the next 6 months. So it will depend also on my consistency, but 100 subscribers in the next 6 months, I'll be happy. But thank you very much. Have a wonderful one. Peace.